Hey, my name is Emmeline Beats, and today I will be discussing multi-generational communication in the workplace. So, the workplace in general can be a pretty stressful environment, and today, due to longer lifespans, it's not uncommon to see 4 or even in some rare cases 5 generations in a workplace. So today I will be discussing understanding the importance of recognizing the differences between coworkers, having multiple avenues of communication, and also respecting the opinions of others while at work. And it can be crucial to follow these points to make work life become a little bit less stressful. So while we're in the workplace, we must try to bridge the gap between generations to properly communicate with coworkers. So I did want to include this slide to lay out the generations and to say what they are called just for a little bit of clarification. So from 2000 to present, they are called Generation Z. 1980 to 2000 is Generation Y, or more commonly called millennials. 1965 to 1979 is Generation X, and then 1946 to 1964 is the baby boomers, and these will be the 4 most commonly seen generations in the workplace. However, occasionally we can still see someone from the silent generation in a workplace, and this is from 1925 to 1945. So the first point that I will be discussing today is to recognize the differences. When communicating with someone from a different generation, it is important to recognize the differences for a little bit easier communication. So obstacles such as new technology and slang words that arise daily can hinder communication between different generations. And Karen Myers, in an article titled Millennials in the Workplace, which was published in 2010, spoke about how the differences in communication have been found to affect coworkers' satisfaction and productivity of others. This article goes on to survey the newer generations and millennials, for example, to evaluate their stereotypical qualities and how that can affect their work performance. For example, some of the older generations, maybe like the baby boomers, might be known to have a little bit of a better work ethic than some of the newer generations. So another point is membership negotiation, which was also discussed in the article. This is a series of processes in which new employees are assessed to determine who will work best for particular tasks. So this is known as a fair evaluation system that kind of determines who will work best in the company and benefit company the best. And so this evaluation system kind of looks past the differences of generations and bases more off of experience rather than age. So my next point is importance of having multiple avenues of communication. And here it is important to learn how each generation typically operates as a whole. So it kind of helps to find multiple outlets of communication. In an article called Quality, Conflict, and Communication Across the Generations by Jan Furry Reed, which was published in 2013, says that millennials are best known as technology dependent, while baby boomers rely more on meetings and voicemails for their preferred avenue of communication. However, it is crucial to find the common ground between the generations to have proper communication. So in the article, the best strategy that was suggested for kind of a common ground is general team meetings, which allows all the team members to meet together to discuss important information. So now that I've discussed the importance of having multiple avenues of communication. Let me move on to my next point, which is respecting the opinions of others. So respecting the opinions of others helps to maintain a civil relationship with coworkers. It really is impossible to agree with every idea that everyone has. So a good idea is to remember to agree to disagree. In Philosophical Criminology by Andrew Milley, which was published in 2016, he quotes Thomas Hill in saying that human beings are regarded as worthy of respect as human beings, regardless of how their values differ and whether or not we disapprove of what they do. So in other words, every human being is worthy of respect. So even if you don't agree with their opinions, it's still good to respect them as people. Also, another thing to remember is that not everyone has the same boundaries when it comes to respect. Some may consider certain words or actions as disrespectful, while others may not. For example, someone may consider showing up late as a sign of disrespect, while others may not think anything of it. So, in conclusion, we want to try to bridge the gap between the generations in a workplace. Today we discussed ways to improve communication in a workplace, and also we discussed understanding each generation communicates differently, so we want to try and find that common ground. We also want to find multiple ways to communicate with coworkers, and we also want to respect the opinions of others, even when you do not agree. So you want to prioritize communication for a healthy work environment.